Bring her to me untouched. That was the only instruction Dante Valenti gave me before sliding Elena Moretti's photo across the table. No explanation, no second warning, just those 5 words spoken in the same calm voice men heard right before they disappeared forever.
Rain hammered against the windows of the nightclub office, while Dante sat in silence, a glass of whiskey untouched beside him. The city moved beneath us in red lights and sirens, but up there it felt like judgment. I looked down at the photo. Dark hair, sharp eyes, no fear in her expression. Most people looked terrified when they knew our family was hunting them. She looked angry.
Her father stole from me, Dante finally said. Now he's hiding behind her daughter. I slid the photo back toward him. When do you want her? Dante smiled slightly. Yesterday. That was the thing about Dante Valenti. He never raised his voice, never threatened, never needed to. Men like him didn't repeat themselves. I stood to leave, already memorizing the address written on the back of the photograph, when Dante spoke again. And Leo, I paused. If she gets hurt before she reaches me, I'll consider that your failure. Not hers. Mine. I gave a single nod and walked out. No emotion, no hesitation. That's what I was trained to be. A ghost. The man they sent when problems needed to disappear quietly. And Elena Moretti was just another assignment. At least that's what I told myself. 2 hours later, I found her exactly where our informant promised she'd be. A small 24-hour diner on the edge of the city. The kind of place forgotten people drift into after midnight. I watched from across the street, rain sliding down the windshield, while neon lights flickered against the glass. She sat alone in a corner booth, wearing a dark coat, stirring cold coffee she hadn't touched in 10 minutes. But she kept checking the mirrors, watching exits, studying reflections. Smart. That immediately made her dangerous. Most targets panic, Elena observed. I reached for the passenger seat and picked up the handgun beside me. Not because I planned to use it, because in my world, you never approached uncertainty unarmed. The second I stepped inside the diner, she noticed me. Not obvious, just a slight pause in her movement, but I saw it. Her instincts were better than most trained men I knew. I walked toward her booth, slowly, calmly. Restaurants closing. I lied. The waitress looked confused behind the counter. Elena leaned back slightly, eyes narrowing. You don't work here. Her voice was steady, no shaking, no panic. Interesting. I slid into the seat across from her. No, I admitted, but you should come with me anyway. For the first time, real tension crossed her face. Not fear, calculation. She was trying to decide whether I was a cop or something worse. Then her eyes dropped briefly beneath the table. Phone. She was reaching for it. I grabbed her wrist before she could move. Fast. Too fast. Her breath caught slightly as my hand tightened around hers. Don't, I said quietly. The diner suddenly felt smaller, The rain louder, and for one strange second, neither of us moved. Then Elena looked directly into my eyes and asked the one question nobody ever asked men like me. Do you even know why you're doing this? I should have ignored her, should have dragged her out the door and finished the job. Instead, I hesitated, and that was the first mistake.
Elena slowly pulled her wrist away from my hand, but she didn't run, didn't scream, didn't even look surprised. She just kept staring at me, like she was trying to figure out what kind of monster sat across from her. "If Dante sent you," she said carefully, "then my father was right." I said nothing. Her eyes narrowed slightly. "You really don't know, do you?" That caught my attention. Know what? For the first time since I sat down, Elena looked nervous. Real nervous. Then the diner door opened behind me.
3 men stepped inside. Leather jackets, wet shoes, eyes already scanning the room. I recognized the tattoos immediately. Romano crew, rival family, which meant one thing. Elena wasn't the only one hunting tonight. One of the men reached beneath his coat. Elena saw it too. Her breathing changed instantly. Fast, shallow, fear. Finally. "Stay behind me," I muttered. She looked at me like I was insane. "You're the one kidnapping me. And they'll kill you." I stood slowly from the booth. The room suddenly felt very quiet. One of the Romano men smiled when he recognized me. Valenti's dog. I ignored him. "Walk away." He laughed softly. "Boss wants the girl alive." Behind me, Elena took a small step backward. Smart move. The first punch came fast. Too fast for normal men, but not for me. I caught his wrist, twisted hard, and drove him face first into the table beside us. The diner exploded into chaos. Screaming, shattered glass, gunshots. One of the bullets ripped through the window inches from Elena's head. And that's when something inside me snapped. I grabbed Elena's hand and pulled her toward the kitchen exit. "Move." Behind us, more gunshots tore through the diner. We burst into the rain-soaked alley behind the building. Elena struggled against my grip immediately. "Let me go." "Not happening." "You work for Dante." "Right now, that's the only reason you're alive." She froze for half a second after that, just long enough for headlights to appear at the end of the alley. Black SUVs. Too many. Elena's voice dropped to a whisper. "Oh God." But I already knew. Those weren't Romano men. They were ours. The SUVs rolled slowly into the alley, engines growling beneath the rain. Elena stepped backward beside me. "You called them?" I didn't answer, because the truth was worse. I hadn't, which meant Dante already knew where we were. One of the vehicle doors opened. Marco stepped out first, Dante's favorite enforcer. Cold eyes, black gloves. The kind of man who enjoyed hurting people. His gaze moved from me to Elena, then back again, and he smiled. "Boss says you're late." Marco's men spread through the alley behind him, blocking every exit. Rain poured between us in heavy silence. Elena slowly looked up at me, and for the first time, I saw it. Not fear, trust. That was the moment everything became irreversible. Because Dante gave me one job: deliver the girl. Untouched. But standing there in that alley, with guns aimed at both of us, I realized something terrifying. I wasn't afraid of betraying Dante anymore. I was afraid of losing her. Marco reached for his gun. "Last chance, Leo." I looked at Elena once, then tightened my grip on the handgun beside me and pointed it at my own men.